In community property states, property earned during marriage is generally community property, meaning it's owned by both spouses and subject to division upon divorce. As a form of employee compensation, retirement benefits attributable to a spouse's employment during marriage are typically considered community property. In Ruggles versus Ruggles, we explore some of the challenges associated with dividing retirement benefits upon divorce. When Joseph and Nancy Ruggles divorced, Joseph had a retirement plan through his employer. His interest was fully vested, meaning he was entitled to the funds at retirement whether or not he stayed with the employer until that point. His interest was also fully matured, meaning he was already eligible to retire and start receiving benefits. But 50-year-old Joseph didn't plan to retire until his 60s. The parties agreed that Nancy owned a 48% interest in Joseph's pension, but they disputed when she should start receiving her share, a matter not directly addressed in their marital settlement agreement. Nancy believed she should immediately begin receiving monthly payments based on the amount Joseph could be receiving if he retired. But Joseph argued that she shouldn't begin receiving payments until his retirement. In a separate case, a similar dispute arose between Norman and Hazel Mick regarding Hazel's pension. Norman argued that he should begin receiving his share when the pension matured, meaning when Hazel became eligible to retire. But Hazel didn't plan to retire once eligible and argued that Norman shouldn't begin receiving payments until she retired. In the Ruggles case, the trial court held that Nancy should begin receiving monthly payments from Joseph immediately. The state appeals court reversed, finding that state precedent required distribution on a pay-as-it-comes-in basis, meaning once the employee spouse retired. In the Mick case, the court held that Norman couldn't begin receiving payments until Hazel retired. The state appeals court affirmed. The New Mexico Supreme Court granted cert in both cases, consolidating them for review.